Welcome in. Just Kings coming up next. What's up, guys? We're doing a quick 5-minute podcast here. Just want to jump in on this news here. Johnny Quickie, traded to the Columbus Blue Jackets. Right. So, in return, go ahead, give us just their names, a little bit of background on them, and then I'll get into their specific stats.
Gavrikov coming back, left-handed defenseman. What is he, about age 28? He is 27 right now. And also,
Left-handed defenseman. You forgot to throw that in there. Sorry.
Left-handed defenseman, which was a big hole for the Kings. And Korpisalo, who has a .913 save percentage this year and is a
26-year-old, I believe.
28. 6'3", 193 goaltender. Found a lot of success on a pretty bad defensive team.
I mean, his career save percentage is .903, .306 goals allowed against. So, I mean, even in his whole career, he's pretty solid at the .900 level in 210 games. So, yeah.
And going their way is Jonathan Quick and a first-round pick. This year's first-round pick.
There goes our chances at Connor Bedsy, but it's all right. We weren't going to win that anyways.
I mean, we just traded Jonathan Quick, and going based off of Twitter. Where was it? Forget. Who reported it?
Well, Drew gets that. So just building off of this, I mean, I think we see right now both of these guys are rentals. They're UFA, unrestricted free agents, coming up in the next year, so we're gonna have to re-sign both of them if we want either of them. We're saving some cap space as well, so we're down about $2 million, so we have $2 million open cap space. So I mean, possibility that we do make another trade before the deadline. I mean, I'd probably at this point we're probably not going to get Chychrun, but I wouldn't be too far surprised if Rob Blake also gets him somehow. But as Kings fans, it sucks to see Quickie go, but it was time for him to go anyways, right? Because he is off the books come this summer, and we're probably going to try and get another goalie anyways. But right now, it looks like we have a 1A, 1B, which is good to see. We don't have a first and a backup goalie, which is something that we'll need going for the rest of the season.
Yeah, for sure. And right off the bat, just trading Jonathan Quick feels weird.
Mm-hmm.
Never would have thought. I mean, you and I were both in agreement. We were talking about dropping him somehow. We just both didn't think anyone would have the balls to do it. To say I'm shocked is an understatement. But I think this is the Kings saying, hey, we have a legitimate chance to make a playoff run this year, and we need to do this on a business standpoint. And what they did, they filled in 2 holes in one trade with the goaltending, which was a pretty big hole. When Copley wasn't himself, we would lose every time. And that left-handed defenseman hole. So we have competition for the right-handed D-man, which is good. And yeah, I don't know what to say.
I mean, I know this is a lot to ask, and as a Kings fan, this is what I would love to see, right? So you have Gavrikov for now in the second line, left-handed D. Then you move Dursey down, probably bump off Walker, right? But it would be sick if we traded for Chychrun. Chychrun fills in the 2 left-handed D. We get rid of Edler as well. He's last year on his salary. I mean, we could slub him in for a playoff game when we need that veteran, but he and Walker have been a very big liability on that third line, and they either play really good or they play really bad. So I mean, it's probably not going to happen, but that would be amazing. I think that's then when we become a real chance at being a contender this year at least.
And like, Phoenix Copley is an insane backup. He's a backup though. He's a career average goaltender. And that's what a backup does. But he can steal you a game. When your backup can steal you a game, that's huge. And that's what we were lacking.
Yeah.
So, but dude, like,
I mean, big props to Rob Blakes. I mean, he just told Bill Armstrong, the GM of the Coyotes, he's like, yeah, if you want to sit there with your thumb up your ass, I want to make a trade. We don't need you. Like,
and now he has the leverage because now they could be begging.
And I think we have a better farm system than the Oilers, so they'll be wanting to, if anything, make a trade for our prospects versus the Oilers. I
Oh,
mean, we have
without a
we have high rated prospects down there, and with the rain,
yeah.
so I
And
mean,
again, with this, you gave up Jonathan Quick, who's coming off the books, going to retire at the end of this year, more than likely. And you also gave up a first round pick, who we don't necessarily need that. I mean, yeah, people are going to be a little upset, but like,
but we
think
already
about
have our
how many
farm system
prospects you
set.
still have.
Yeah, like
Exactly.
if we don't win in the next 8 years, it's not. We have to go into another rebuild. Getting another
Uh-huh.
first round pick right now is not going to help us.
No,
So
because think about it. You're drafting what, an 18-year-old,
yeah,
and he's still multiple years away from his prime. So I don't see the need for a first round this year. And Rob Blake is going to do something. He has a plan for what he wants to do with these two, whether he lets one of them walk,
hmm
whether he re-signs both. But he has a plan. And again, like you and I have been trying to formulate a plan for Rob Blake. He does these things where he doesn't say a word, and he just makes it happen. And I had no idea until earlier today that this was even a possibility. And with other teams, you kind of hear the rumblings. You never heard this.
yeah. I mean, I haven't been on the rumors and stuff. I've been working all day, but I've also seen some stuff that the Kings still have a serious offer in for Chikrin right now.
Yeah, and maybe it doesn't include a first round for this year.
Yeah,
So that offer could still be on the table. And then now you're talking Gavrikov, Mikey Anderson, and Chikrin, which is still a possibility. It's like, Jesus. Um, but yeah, here's another thing I wanted to bring up. Right away, I told this to my dad. I was like, dude, this could be. Does this make us losers? Does this make us Stanley Cup contenders? Obviously, we're in the board of it makes us Stanley Cup contenders, but chemistry is big. And here's something that was reported from Frank Cervelli or Frank Cervalli, I don't know. He said to say Jonathan Quick is unhappy with the trade, I'm told, is an understatement. And the entire LA Kings team was a bit down after the game, which was a big win, and you could understandably see it in Kopitar's face. Tough deal. Kings trade a franchise legend.
yeah. I mean, his number is probably gonna go in the rafters sometime at crypto.
It
So
will very soon.
I
And
mean, just
how can you imagine what Dowdy and Kopi are feeling?
yeah. I mean, it's one
Uh,
thing for Brownie to retire, but it's another thing for him to get traded away for. I mean, yeah, we could win this year, but for two guys that are going to be gone off our team probably after the end of this year. So I understand it. It had to happen from a business
business
standpoint, yeah. But chemistry
from the
and
heart.
emotional wise, it kind of stings, kind of hurts. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to sleep anymore. I'm just gonna go cry, but also cry tears of joy because we're legitimate team now.
hmm
But Jonathan Quick, even though he was consistently big dogging me whenever I tried to meet him, you know, he's gone. And yeah, do that. Ah,
yeah. So I mean, unless you have any other thoughts, just wrapping it up. Overall, makes us contenders, hurts the feels a little bit, but business standpoint makes sense. Get rid of Quick's big contract that was hindering us from possibly making another trade right now. We saved 2 million in cap space. I believe we had like another million left over anyway, so we got 3 million. Chikrin's salary is 4.2. Send one other guy the other way, and we got him. Um, but yeah, Carl Grunstrom,
I do
Lemieux,
have one thing. Trade deadline is still on Friday, ladies
hmm
and gentlemen.
still got 2 more days.
I'm in shambles. So good night.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back with the Winnipeg Jets podcast tomorrow.
Maybe if we're alive and still doing okay.